Rolling set.
ಶಿವಾಜಿಯು ನಾಂದ, MGR ನಾಂದ.
I'm a hero and a villain.
அப்புறம் நான் ஹீரோலாம் கிடையாது, எப்போவுமே வில்லன் தான்.
Jagame Thandiram, written and directed by Karthik Subbaraj, deals with a very critical social issue on immigration, racism, and the politics around. Recently released season 2 of The Family Man also had a very similar issue as a base. Jagame Thandiram seems to be an extension of director's own short film Parallax, which ends with Plato's quote, "Only the dead have seen the end of war." And Jagame Thandiram ends with a dialogue which seems to be a variation of Plato's quote, that war can be started but not ended. Director also reuses one of the effective scenes from Parallax in Jagame Thandiram, when Afraid Dhiran runs to Attila after hearing the sound of flight. Jagame Thandiram is lovable, charming and entertaining up to a certain point, but somewhere in the last 1 hour, the organicness of the movie falters and ends in a very absurd way. The very reason we thought Jagame Thandiram is a 50-50 movie. Let's get started with the analysis. The title card design seems to be a combination of immigration stamp on the passport, and the wavy lines seems to be inspired from London postal stamp. The words "arrived London" should be indicative of where the story is taking place. Surli's character was a representation of many among us who live their entire life in a bubble, totally unaware about issues happening around, and also a representation of people who just do not give a damn about any sensitive issues. Character Surli and character Peter had a lot in common, which was brilliantly incorporated visually through dialogues and also through the choices the respective characters make in the story. This is apart from them being racial. Now, as we are touching upon racism, the director considered it necessary to clarify a lack of understanding about racism. Many of us generally perceive that racism is everything to do with discrimination on the basis of color, but in reality, any form of discrimination is actually racial in a way. And this clarification on racism was something we thought was one of a very good highlight of the movie. Now, coming back to the similarity between Surli and Peter, if you notice, in both of their respective introduction scenes, we see them giving importance to their clothes as blood splashes on their clothes. In Surli's introduction scene, we loved the extended interplay of words Tambulam and Tambatyam, and if you notice, an English version of Tambatyam is used in Peter's introduction scene, where he kills the girl saying she wants privacy. Tamil word Tambatyam refers to sexual relationship, hence it was pretty intelligent from the director-writer to include the word Tambatyam and privacy as a part of their introduction dialogues. And further, these words also bring out the cultural difference in a way. In Indian context, Tambatyam is getting physical after marriage as opposed to privacy in foreign countries where getting physical before marriage is not considered a sin. Both Surli and Peter were equally selfish and behaved ironically. For example, Surli kills the brother of the jeweler as if he is standing for Tamil people in general, but he goes to London and stands against a Tamil group for money, showing both selfishness and behaving ironically as opposed to his ideology back at home. And in case of Peter, he's against brown people as they tend to take away their jobs, but he outsources the dirty job to Surli and also comments on brown people work ethics, showing ironical behavior. And also under the guise of standing for white people, he had a monetary objective in mind by collaborating with the politician, showing his selfish intent. Now we have to mention the joke around the name Peter. It is a thing down south that anyone who starts speaking in English is assumed to be bragging, and hence called Bragging Peter. And we loved the use of the same when Surli meets Peter for the first time. Unsure if the name Peter was inspired due to the dialogue or the name Peter was a mere coincidence and the dialogue came in later. Any which ways, it was quite funny that they included this dialogue as a part of a scene. We believe it is director's way of sharing his inspiration or personal liking by incorporating little things from other movies as a part of their own story. It can be in way of props or referring to other movie through dialogues. In Jagame Thandiram, we see the use of Joker mask, nun mask, and reference to Mani Ratnam's Nayagan movie through dialogue, and that is also a reference to Kaundamani joke from the movie Suryan. But the prop that stood out for us was the Wall-E toy from Disney Pixar animated movie. And if you have seen the animated movie, you would recollect that Wall-E exists in a place scattered with garbage and everything around the place is broken. Similarly, in Attila's flashback taking place in Tamileelam, Wall-E is used. And if you notice, everything about Tamileelam was broken, including the people awaiting help from India. Hence, we thought this finer detailing was truly brilliant and commendable. By including songs like Kalyanamaalai Kondadum Penne, Kadalan Deebam Ondru, Oruvan Oruvan Modalali, in a way they paid homage to the late S.P. Balasubramaniam. We all know that both Karthik Subbaraj and Dhanush are a die-hard Thalaivar fan, and we think the very reason there were a lot of Rajni references scattered in the movie, starting with Surli's mustache look, which was much closer to Thalaivar look from Petai, also directed by Karthik Subbaraj. There is a reference to Shivaji movie when Surli is referred as Shivaji, and in one of the scenes towards the end, he demands Thalaivar's song Oruvan Oruvan Modalali to be played. One of the highlight scenes of the movie has to be the rotating 360-degree scene, which effectively brings out the change in power dynamics in multiple rotation. Our favorite character from the movie was Murugeshan, played by Karthik Subbaraj's dad. The mellowness and subtlety with which the performance was delivered, combined with the character arc, made Murugeshan character interesting and lovable. Jagame Tandiram had a bunch of true and thought-provoking dialogues that we loved. Shivadas' dialogue on trust. This is when Surli and Shivadas meet for the first time, and Surli is doubtful whether he can trust Shivadas. To which Shivadas replies, which roughly translates to, "We easily trust a foreigner or a white guy as opposed to our fellow countrymen." Murugeshan's dialogue on having a piece of land and family, and also his definition of a first date. Surli's dialogue on his acceptance and realization that even he had been a racist. Surli's dialogue on anyone can choose to live anywhere. And finally, his dialogue on we are fighting for a lot of petty things when there are a lot of bigger troubling things that we are overlooking. Until now, we discussed the good aspects of the movie. Now let us share our disappointments with the movie. Right after the Tamileelam flashback, one expects the transformation of Goofy Surli into a Hero Surli, using his Tandiram or deception to outsmart Peter. But instead, we see him lost in deciding. We mean, what the hell? Does a character need anything more than the gruesome flashback of bombing pain and escape? But Surli needs another push from his mom to cleanse himself from the trait attack. And even after that, we don't see any real transformation happening. They try to bake in deception with the use of white rat and sometimes rupee is sexier than pound dialogue, but that just does not work. This lack of real transformation we thought was a real setback. Our disappointment with the climax could have been the result of our very own expectations about the end, especially after deluding ourselves that the yellow title card was inspired and indicative of Quentin Tarantino. We expected a Tarantino kind of Big Bang ending, but it was actually quite the opposite. Consider this. The story has a gruesome, remorseful, merciless villain who kills people at whim and someone who makes thousands and thousands of people suffer by holding them captive. And at the end, we don't even get to see him suffer or repent for his wrongdoing, but rather his suffering is off the screen, left to our imagination. Such ending might work as a moral of a written story, but when it comes to visual medium of storytelling, we thought the climax of the movie did not work. If you liked our content, please do encourage us by subscribing to our channel. Until then, peace out.